All right, it's a busy Tuesday today. We'll see how much we can jam in here to numb your brain from what happened last night. And anybody foolish enough, I don't know if anybody was foolish enough to stay up and watch the late game, but you were continued to be punished by another blowout game that was over early. This one here from us wasn't the result of that. It was just how the hell the Philadelphia 76ers found a way to lose a basketball game in Atlanta. Welcome back, Barrett Brooks, first and foremost.
Yes, sir.
Been a little bit. Feels like it's been a little bit now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I come back to this. How do you lose? How do they blow that game, man? Come on. I mean, they can't control the entire game.
Well, I mean, your big man, your key cog was basically a no-show in the entire second half. He didn't look right physically to me, and I noticed they were saying that on the broadcast, and I totally agree with him.
Yeah.
He was being hobbled, but still, I mean, what was he, 0 for 12?
Terrible.
I mean, Jesus. I mean, and he doesn't get to the free throw line. He only got there 8 times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big part of what they do.
He cannot settle in real, like when he's healthy, he can't settle. Now he's got a jump shot, but he can't settle. When you're hurt, no. You're right. This was a Joel Embiid loss.
Yeah.
And it's a rare thing that we've said over the last year or so, right? A lot of times it's not Joel Embiid. It's, Ben Simmons needed to do this, or Tobias Harris needed to do this, or damn it, they got beat on D. Rare times that it may happen. But this was a Joel Embiid loss.
No, you're right. Now it would have been nice if Ben Simmons could have chipped in a little bit more when he saw his big guy was not really have anything in its second half. But if Joel Embiid makes 2 shots or gets to the free throw line a few more times, the game's over.
That's
no
it.
question. I mean, we rarely have to talk about him not, going with the Euro step and take it to the cup. I can't get on him. I can't say anything bad about about Embiid and what he was doing, because 9 times out of 10 he's gonna give it to you. But I hate to do it to you on a 10th time. But hey, he just didn't. He settled for the fadeaway instead of just being aggressive, going to the cup.
And if that one time is in the playoffs, and if that one time is Game 6 against Brooklyn, or if that one time is Game 5 against Phoenix, then it is a problem.
Right.
And look, this entire city, Barrett, as you know, and Harry, sat there and ridiculed Nikola Jokic for winning an award because Joel Embiid's the real MVP. Embiid's the real MVP. Look, if you're going to have a night like that, then you can't continue to make it worse. You can't further compound it. That's the problem. That's what we saw Giannis do in the first 2 games against Brooklyn. That's what we saw LeBron and Anthony Davis struggle to do before they got knocked out. Like, that's what losers do.
Right. Well, no, you can't say that. Jokic is doing the same thing now. Now, Jokic is doing it even more so to a lesser degree because they're losing in their series because of
they're out.
Up to it.
Wait a second.
They're done.
You're telling me right now with a straight face they lost because of Nikola Jokic?
No, I'm not saying they lost because of him. But he didn't have the games he's supposed to. That's why they're out of it.
He just had a triple-double with 20 rebounds.
But look at the previous game, Eytan. It's just not just one game. We're talking about the previous body of work. That's why I can't get on Embiid like that, because Jokic's first 2 games sucked. Well, not sucked, but he didn't play up to MVP caliber.
Absolutely, he did. He didn't have his all-star guard and Jamal Murray with him, and they made it to the second round. Joel Embiid had everybody. Joel Embiid had all 4 starters around him last night, and they got how many points? 8 points in the fourth quarter from the starters. 8. 0 from Tobias Harris, 0 from Seth Curry. Jokic didn't have Jamal Murray there, and they made it to the second round. Come on.
And you can't just say it's just Ben. I mean, look.
No.
All right, let me go back. Let me go back and look at the game. Let me go look at the other games and see. Let me go back and see. Specifically what we're talking about. Hold on.
Wait a second. Yeah, are you telling me you weren't watching what he was doing? He was dominating. He didn't have anybody else. He didn't have any help. He had Francuso Campazzo.
Francuso Campazzo. I had some of that the other night at a nice Italian restaurant.
Tobias Harris,
a little bottle of red.
No points in the fourth quarter.
And you talk to Tobias Harris. You can't just blame it all on Embiid.
No,
I'm just not gonna do that. I'll give it to him, but I ain't gonna give it to him like he hasn't been carrying this team for the past year. Not just playoffs, but year.
Look, if you start excusing losses in the playoffs,
I've never excused a loss.
You just did.
No, I didn't. I didn't excuse the loss.
Joel
I said I'm not
Embiid
going to blame it all
lost
on. I'm not going to blame it all on Embiid.
I'm going to blame it. Joel Embiid, it's the quarterback, man. The quarterback takes the heat. Joel Embiid lost that game. Come on, Barrett Brooks.
I get it. If he makes one more shot, but I gotta commend. Atlanta played like they were desperate, like they knew they couldn't go down 3-1. I mean, they were going after all the loose balls. They were getting the rebounds when they needed to. And the guy behind me, Collins, played a big role in that second half.
Won that game.
He was tough. There's a toughness about that kid that I did not see out of many guys wearing Sixer uniforms last night.
He willed that game by his damn self.
Yeah.
He was just so aggressive on the boards, the way he was taking it to the cup. He tried to dunk on everybody on the Sixers squad. Now, I'll say that.
I know Embiid missed a lot of shots last night, but how many did Atlanta miss in the paint? My God.
And that's the Embiid effect. The Embiid effect.
Those were open looks.
I mean,
the Embiid effect.
A layup.
Wait a second.
Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry May.
You're killing me already, man. Joel Embiid wasn't even there. They were missing wide open layups.
Bro, the Embiid effect, man. They were looking for him as he's going to the cup, man. Come on, man. You saw the same game I saw.
No, I don't think we did. I honestly think you.
I hate to do it to you, man.
Completely different games last night.
So you saying the reason they come on, man? They look for him to block their shots and everything else, man. That's why he missed most of the shots he took.
Who?
Calipari
and Capella.
Clint Capella. Who cares about? I'm not talking about Clint Capella.
You're talking about missed shots. That's what we're talking about. Missed shots.
Yeah,
he missed a lot of shots.
They were open shots. Right?
They missed a lot of layups, like within 3 feet of the basket. I couldn't believe it.
Absolutely. Looking for Embiid to come block it.
Well, whatever it was, I mean, it basically canceled out the fact that Embiid couldn't score. Because I'm telling you, if Atlanta makes 5 or 6 or 7 of those easy shots, that's not a game last night.
No, I don't know, man.
But game 5 is the pivotal game, and I think the Sixers, if the big guy is right, if he can play, and I know they have 1 night of rest now, that it's not a 2-night rest.
Well, they need to come back. They need to come back. You're exactly right. They need to come back.
And they got to win game 5. And I think they will.
Well, I mean, look, they're not going to lose. We saw this with game 2.
Yeah.
Right. As far as now you're back home, and this was a gigantic lead that was blown. 18-point lead that was blown. And
because it was all Embiid.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was Embiid. Absolutely.
They're 6-point favorites.
Absolutely. 7 I saw. So that was dropped
6.5 now at certain spots.
Yeah, so it was at 7 this morning.
Yeah,
when I saw it. But absolutely, man, he shot 4 of 20. He missed every shot in the second half.
That's hard. I think I could have gone 4 for 20.
Look, all he needed to do was just pass. That's it. Pass. He still had guys doubling him, and he was forcing shots
because he was trying to take the game into his own hands.
Yeah, I know. Hero ball.
That's exactly what Doc Rivers called. I can't be mad at him though. He has to do that. They
didn't have to do that in the first half. They were moving the ball great in the first half. Seth Curry was hitting shots. Tobias was hitting shots. Second half, it all went to hell.
You had Tobias Harris as an all-star snub, and you're telling me that he can't get more involved in the second half in the fourth quarter?
Did he?
He had 0 points in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. Did he? No, he didn't. So that means he didn't do his part. Embiid tried to win it because he's had to try to win all these games.
Wait a second.
By his damn self.
If Embiid is forcing a shot with a double team, that means somebody's open. Right? That's all I'm saying.
For the past 2 series, who has been winning these games for them? So one game he's off 1 game, and we're just gonna crucify him. No, I'm not doing that, man. He lost. He lost.
Crucifying him.
He lost the game.
I mean, he lost for 20. That's pretty bad.
He lost like that. That's okay to say that he lost the game. Like
he was 4 for 20.
It's not okay, man. I don't like that, man. I don't like to press the narrative that he lost the game by himself. How about other guys didn't help him?
20.
I know, because he tried to get back. A shooter will always try to shoot. If they're off, they're gonna try to shoot themselves back into it. That's what they do, man. That's what they do. That's what shooters do.
That's not what he was doing, though, right? This is not Seth Curry missing threes and keep trying to shoot threes. He was settling for bad jump shots with multiple guys on him. He wasn't even trying to back people down and throw down on
So
him.
once again, I'll say it again. How many times has he done that and hit the shots? He's did it for a whole 2 series, for a whole season. So he was off today. Come on, man.
But
I'm not gonna get on him like that, bro.
He was visibly hurt, and that was a selfish decision by him to not pass the ball multiple times.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right, so you take that performance last night, is what you're saying.
No, I'll take him shooting shots like that. I'll take that because he hits them more times than not.
I don't know.
I'll take it.
You're telling me that he's hitting shots double.
No, I'm not telling you. You saw what he's done the past season.
Not
what he's done in the playoffs.
I'm saying there's a difference.
I'll tell you something else. Trae Young wasn't on last night either, and they won.
Yes.
I mean, think about that.
But that's how much Embiid not getting you that star power performance hurt you, is that
right.
Trae Young, normally that's a win for the Sixers, where Trae Young could be limited but still have a game, and that doesn't hurt you. Embiid was out, and it's like, okay, there was no other opportunity because they weren't moving the ball. Like, he wasn't moving the ball. That's a big problem for me. He's a passer. He knows better. He's got great vision as a center, and he wasn't moving the basketball last night.
And did any of you know about a shoulder injury for Trae Young prior to this game? Because I sure didn't.
No.
When did that happen? All of a sudden, he's got that tape on his shoulder, and he's getting like heat wraps every time he comes out of the game. He looked like a mummy.
That's an instant excuse for him. So that's a built-in excuse for him. I'll say that.
Oh man,
built-in excuse.
Man,
I didn't realize that.
Wow.
He hit the deck or something early in the game. I remember.
No, he had the tape on, but his coach didn't even know about it.
Wow.
Took off his warm-ups, and there's the tape.
This is the
Where's
on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts studio.
Ryan, by the way, is in the
Here's
car
Eytan
today, so he can't
Shander,
do it.
Barrett Brooks and Harry Mays.
All right, now you sent me this. We're going to get this up here coming up. You sent me this last night from Chuck. So I can only imagine what was being done or said here.
Well, Chuck had an issue that regular people have. I know this has happened to you, Eytan. It's probably happened to Barrett. I know it's happened to me. And you just sort of think of this situation, and the guy who basically came up strong for Charles. And then there's a reference and at the back end of this thing. And it just made me think of Jake Asman. Anytime I hear the word Chipotle, I think of Jake Asman.
Okay. So that's immediately what happened. Is you heard Barkley mention something Chipotle related.
Yes.
You thought, all right, my Jake Asman antenna is great. I thought this was a clip about Embiid. Or
no, this is the one about Charles lost his wallet, and a guy found it and returned it to him. Okay, well let's listen.
That's the first thing. And the second thing, can I give a shout out? It's important. Yeah, yes. I want to give a shout out to a guy. He's a Georgia Bulldog. Hey, his name is Matt Powles. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I lost my wallet today, Ernie. And Matt Powles, Pyles. I hope I'm saying his name right. He returned it. Yeah. He got in touch with TNT and gave me my wallet back, and that was really awesome. I lost it at Chipotle, and I didn't even know it. That's the first thing.
Wow, he lost it at
Chipotle. Now, if Jake Asman stumbles upon Charles Barkley's wallet at Chipotle, does he return it, or does he use it as a hook to get Charles on his show and then return it?
I was just about to say that. That's the ultimate way of making sure that he's on the show.
Yes.
He would use that to his advantage.
There's no doubt about it.
Too.
Because it's all about promoting Jake Asman.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely. No, he'll randomly get some pretty big names on.
And
I always assumed that it was him just busting his hump, being the hard worker that he is. But now I'm thinking, like, maybe he randomly did bump into Phil Simms and steal his wallet, only so that he could say, "Hey, Phil Simms, I found your wallet outside of the barbecue, the Mongolian barbecue."
Hey, Garrett Cole, he'd do that for Garrett Cole.
Absolutely,
and Garrett Cole's wallet would have a lot of money in it.
Now, we do have somebody on the show that has insight because he does work with Jake Asman every day, and that's Ron Culver. So you have an answer here, right?
I already know the answer because this was almost topic 1 on Jake's agenda because Sir Chuck mentioned his restaurant.
Nothing gets by him, man.
No. And the answer is yes, he would turn the wallet in immediately, but he is now actively pursuing Charles Barkley to come on his show so he can just, I mean, I don't even know if they're going to talk basketball, to be honest with you.
They're going to break down the Chipotle menu.
Wait, Charles is on his show?
No, he's actively pursuing Chuck.
Oh.
I mean, everyone always, everyone watched Chuck on the show.
Right.
But he is actively pursuing him because he needs to know what his order is.
Right.
And he is going to also offer tips.
I knew it.
How to maximize and get more for your buck.
He's all about that now. He's the voice of the people. He's the voice of the people. He wants to make sure that you maximize your Chipotle experience.
I literally am working on a promo for Jake right now because he gave yet another Chipotle hack that we all need to know, and I'm making a promo out of it.
Can we hear that at some point today? If you have it ready to go, please.
I can give you the non-finished version, which is just his stuff.
Yeah, let's do that.
And you guys will appreciate it.
Wow.
Chipotle tip, because I'm in a given mood. If you're getting a bowl, right, and you want double chicken or double steak, I'm personally a half and half guy, but I know plenty of people that love the double. All right, so let's use steak as the example. Hi, can I get a bowl? Brown rice, black beans. They go, you want chicken or steak? You say you want steak. Let them put the first scoop in the bowl, because it is proven that when you go to Chipotle and you say you want double, subconsciously they're thinking about, oh, it's double. Like they're going to put a little less on each scoop than they would if it was a single scoop. So you tell them you want steak, and then after they put the first scoop in, you then say you want double. So then they have to put the exact same size into the bowl, and you then have maximized your double steak or double.
Wow.
You're welcome, America. I'm here every day, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time.
Well,
that is ingenious.
I'm starting to turn heel on this.
Wow, I'm telling you what.
That is ingenious.
Heel on this.
I'll tell you what.
He's absolutely right. I mean, that's next level.
He's gaming the system.
Right. Because when you, I mean, they do.
This. You sound like you've done this.
Wow.
Bruh. I have done it before, but I did it at a one of those a Chinese food like place.
Okay.
You know, when you go in the airport, I just did it yesterday. So I go to the Chinese food place and I order, and I just say, oh, I just want one meat, one protein. I'm just getting the Mongolian beef or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's a good order.
And then I hit him with the bam. You know what? I'm also, I'm gonna make it a double this time. I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna get the steak and the mushroom.
Right.
The beef and mushroom.
But see, the person doing, filling your order, it takes a look at you and says, this guy is a huge person. He obviously, this is not a big, Jake is the size of your forearm.
Right.
Okay.
But it's next level because they have to put the exact same amount. They're like, well, you put more on this side. Why don't you put enough on that side? It gives you a legitimate argument than to disagree with the guy that's doing it or the girl that's doing it.
This is why we have an obesity problem in America.
I'll second that.
Asman giving out ways to game the system at Chipotle for more level. Beef and more chicken.
And and it will work at his second favorite restaurant too. It'll work at Subway.
It will?
Way.
No,
when you get the chicken salad, I mean when you get the not chicken salad, the chicken salad or maybe get the tuna.
Wow.
Boy, that's
whatever it is.
This is bad, man.
I always thought they never put enough meat on the hoagies at Subway.
No,
right.
That's the thing. Jake exposed that, and all right. Well, now we got what you asked for, which is Charles Barkley opening up the Jake Asman rabbit hole.
I knew
and the Jake Asman promo.
He's already on it.
Seriously, it's ridiculous.
Here, I thought I was going to tip him off to something, and he's already into it.
No. Now, the problem right now is just going back to this, as you mentioned, is you can't bet the Sixers right now. I really want to bet the Sixers, but I don't know, man. 6. I have it at 7 right here, and the money line is there's no value on the money line.
Well, I'll give you a play. Whatever Embiid's numbers are, go with the over. Period. Go with the over. For guys like you, Eytan, who are not believers in him being able to do that and shoot himself out of a slump. That's what shooters do. They
He's
shoot
not a
themselves out of
shooter.
a
I never thought of him as a shooter.
He's not a shooter. He's a
shooter. What are you
scorer.
talking about?
He's best getting to the rim, and he's best as far as getting to the line. He's
Yes, that's what he needs to do. Get to the
a shooter is
free throw
more than just shooting threes or just shooting jump shots.
Yeah, then a scorer.
They also drive it to the cup. They do all that stuff. He's a shooter. He's a scoring machine. Because of unbelievers like you, Eytan.
What unbelievers? The fact that I'm holding a guy who went 4 for 20, who
accountable.
Bucket lists in the second half accountable?
Yeah, and I mean, seriously, he deserves to be criticized. We can't just leave it alone.
I don't understand how that's even a mentality.
I can't do it. I guess I'm looking at it from a player's point of view. I guess that's what it is. I don't know, because I just can't jump on the guy for carrying the team on his back. Damn, he's got hernias in his back right now. He's got something in his back that's from carrying his team for an entire season of playoffs. That's what it is.
Wait, so
the problem is your boy Shake didn't do enough in the second half.
You know, I hate to do it to Shake, but come on, Shake. What are you doing?
I didn't bring him up. Real quick, Harden might play tonight. And
he's definitely going to play tonight.
I thought he's not playing tonight.
No, he's been upgraded to doubtful. Okay,
that sounds good.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, he's definitely not. I don't think it's a definite. Real quick, Barrett. Like, I don't think he's locked into the lineup, but he's doubtful tonight, and they're going to test the hamstring ahead of time to see if he can play.
So, I mean, that's from out to doubtful. You still then have what, questionable above that?
No,
I think probable.
I don't even think it'll be that. I think
what was Embiid the first game of the
question? He's been questionable the whole time.
Yeah,
questionable last night too.
His middle name is questionable.
But that's the thing. Like, Embiid is questionable, like Tom Brady's questionable.
Right.
That's all. Like, Embiid, we knew Embiid was going to play. But as far as Harden tonight, I don't know. The guy's going to come back from a soft tissue injury, and he's clearly rushing it back.
Yes.
You know, I don't think that this is just an immediate, like, or maybe it is. Like, could he just stand there and become a spot-up shooter and drop 30?
Yeah. No, because then he has to defend also. You know, Middleton is playing good enough that he has to defend. But you know what? If you look at it, you look at that game, I think they're going to lose that game because he's going to re-injure that. See, that's different from an Embiid's injury. Like I told you before, Embiid's injury is more so pain tolerance. Can he tolerate the pain of a meniscus? Hamstring is a lot different, man, because you can start straining that hamstring and be all messed up.
Yeah, that
bro.
could go south really quick.
Oh, yeah, real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can't play with hamstring. Hamstrings are so bad that, you know what I'm saying, like most NFL players, if they get a hamstring, bro, it takes you out of a lot of stuff. It takes you out of sex. You can't even have sex that good, bro. Yes, bro, yes.
Wait a second.
Bro, try to have sex and have a pulled hamstring.
Pull your hamstring, Harry, and then let's see.
Wait a second.
No better way to test it out than that.
I mean,
I'll tell you the truth.
I've done both of these things. I've pulled a hamstring and I've had sex, and I'm just
but at the same time, though, Harry.
No.
Well, I haven't pulled a hamstring while having sex.
No, you could do that too, and that's the worst way right there. Be dehydrated one time and try to have sex. It's the worst thing in the world, bro. Come on, man. Be serious. Mom, I hope you're not listening. I didn't see you chime in, but yes, man, you can pull your hamstring, man.
Really?
You be done. Get a Charlie horse in your man. Come on. Charlie horses are the worst things you can have. And that's what a hamstring feels like.
While having sex. What?
Yes. If you're doing it right.
Can you imagine the humility of that? Like,
having to go back into the locker room and tell Doc Rivers, I can't go tonight, coach.
Yeah. I hate to do it to you, coach, but
that can't get out. Although it's going to get out because whoever you are with, your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, whoever it may be, somebody's telling the other people.
Right.
Like, that's how it gets out. It's not like the player is going to walk into the locker room and be like, hey, hobbling in, you won't believe what happened. No, his wife is going to tell another wife and another wife, and somebody's going to put it out there on social media. And next thing you know, this dude's going to be like, bam, face palm.
Right.
See, it happened back then, not specifically with you, but you understand the chain of information and how it goes, Barrett.
No
you
question.
Didn't have Twitter, thank goodness.
And locker rooms is worse than Locker rooms are worse than barbershops, are worse than where women get their hair done at. You know what I mean? It's the worst place to let somebody know something because it becomes rampant.
The salon.
Right.
You think it's bad in the actual barbershop?
It becomes infectious. It'll spread worse than COVID.
Wow.
Seriously, man. We'll get Toot on here. I'll give you all the lowdown instead. And it's all coming from the other side of it, where the women are getting the salon work done.
Shelton, you're right, bro. This is a new promo, bro.
Wow.
I can see it already.
Yeah.
Well, all right,
Ron Culver's already at work.
He's got to finish that first one up, though, with Jake Asman. And then it's us. All right, Barrett's back, and so are we in 3 minutes here. A quick one across the board. Just, again, a reminder to hit us up. Make sure you leave us a like and you're subscribed to the JAKIB Media YouTube page. We're always broadcasting live from the Fritz and B and Cooley Law Studio. If you know someone who suffered a personal injury, contact Brian Fritz directly, a tough lawyer for a tough town. And the middle sponsored by Pure Bull Beef Jerky. Get yours now. Go to steersnacks.com on SportsMap Radio as well. We're back in 3.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
In the Wildwoods, our free beaches are spacious and welcoming with plenty of room to spread out. Your seat will be waiting for you when you're ready to visit. The Wildwoods, creating cherished family memories for generations.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out Book It Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the Book It Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the Book It Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Book It.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Can't believe the lack of self-awareness with this tweet. I just want to make sure that.
What tweet?
You got to see this. So I'm listening on my way back. I was grabbing coffee, and on my way back, I was listening. I wanted to hear Joe and John real quick because I knew they were going to say something ridiculous.
Why?
It was, because I love to hear Joe just embarrass himself on the Sixers. So, and it takes me 6 seconds to get coffee. So it wasn't him. It was the guy at night. And all I heard was this caller who was blaming Ben Simmons for not taking the final 3, that he makes $170 million, right?
Mm.
So he should have taken the final 3. So I put this tweet out that says, imagine waiting on hold to tell a radio station making a lot of money mandates he take the final 3-point shot. This really is a football town. Shaking my head. So I got a couple of responses, and one, I'm trying to figure this one out because it would be, if serious, and I think it's a joke, so I didn't want to make it public, but if serious, it would be a pretty big cell phone for somebody who is working with the sports radio station to take a shot at a sports radio station. That's all I'm saying. But did you hear what happened yesterday? The war that I created yesterday.
No.
Did you hear about this?
You created a war?
It made Crossing Broad.
Oh, my God. A radio war?
Yes, I inadvertently started a radio war, Harry. Barrett,
what do you do this inadvertently?
Yeah. Since when do you do anything inadvertently?
Right. The fact you tried to just pull it over on us like that. You started something. You know you love to start stuff.
Wait a second. All right. I want to show you this thing. It's hilarious. Okay. I didn't mean to do this in the sense of like, I just was I just tweeted a joke. That's all I did. All right. I tweeted a joke.
See, now that he's verified, Barrett, he's all on, tweeting jokes on Twitter. He just can't stop.
No. Here's the thing. All right. And we should play this rant because Kevin Kincaid put it up there. But here's the thing. I was listening to I was waiting to hear the awful DeCamber take. I knew it was coming yesterday. And I was listening to the end of the morning show on my way home again because I bounce out real quick and I get 5 minutes at most on the radio. So I hear this caller call up and say, I got the new Sixers song. And I'm thinking like, okay, everybody's got a song, right? Everybody's going to sing something, rap something, whatever, hum something. Everybody's got a song. So he gets on and it was a god-awful song. I think John Shelton was also listening because I got a tweet from him about it. It was like 7 + 6 + 7 + 6. It was just like, no.
Was this the Eagles all around guy?
No, it wasn't. But I'll tell you what, Harry, it gave him a run for the money as far as the worst songs. Wow. 7 + 6 + 7 + 6 + 7. It was just like, no. So I knew Anthony had created this back when I was there, when we were there, about this whole thing with the song. And I made this bit up that I hate the song, and Chris Heck came in from the Sixers and ripped me on the air and said the song's staying. And every time the Sixers won, I would shake my head and all this, and Anthony would yell over me, play the song to Jamie.
Well, you're talking about the old one from the 70s where they starts out with the piano.
Right. Yes, the Sixers theme song.
Yeah.
And Anthony, to his credit, has created and then revived this thing to be this huge bit now across the city. Yeah. So I responded to the WIP morning show, please don't, quote, play the song or that song again, like a joke, just to play off of what Anthony was doing, right?
Right.
So I think what happened is somebody alerted him to my tweet, and he thought that Cataldi was doing the play the song.
Oh, so he thought Cataldi was lifting his bit of playing this old tired song?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Because somebody saw my tweet and thought that I was serious.
See, this is the problem with you being verified. Now, normally nobody would have seen that tweet. But now that you have the check mark, everybody sees it.
Harry, that is great wordplay right there. Oh. You just pulled it all together.
That's it.
With the blue check mark,
giving
you the authority now to do things like this, Eytan.
Yeah.
Shan, you are that guy now.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
This started a war.
Yes, it started a war. And Anthony, and look, Anthony, one thing about Anthony, and I appreciate this about him because we live in a world where everybody steals everything and people use the term violation. They probably don't know that he and Mike kind of co-created that term, if you will. So I understand that intellectual property is a thing here. I just think it's like, do you understand how funny this is?
Yes.
That I was just joking at the WIP morning account. Somebody alerted Anthony to that. And then he went off on this Radio Wars rant about stealing content. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, by the way, let me just say one thing. There's a lot of thieves and a lot of glommers, right? And a lot of people out there that love to try to go steal all the people's things and do everybody and thrust themselves in the middle of things. They're just a bunch of nothings, all right? Because you got no pride. So here's the thing. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say. I don't really care because I don't pay attention to you. But Everybody knows the truth about who starts what, who says what in this town. All right? So if you're that weak and that just pathetic that you got to steal and glom and you can't think originally, there's a reason why you are what you are.
Wow.
Wow. Now, wait a second. Now, if he's calling out that morning show that has been destroying the ratings for 20 plus years, 30 years, as a matter of fact,
Right.
30 years, excuse me.
Right.
That's out of line. Are you
I hate
sure
to
he's
do it
not
to you.
targeting somebody else?
Maybe he's targeting me, although I credited him on my tweet and said that he created that bit. I was just part of it back in the day, which
Well,
Chris
maybe
Hank-
whoever alerted him to your tweet left that out.
No, there's no way that. Here's the
No,
thing.
he said morning show.
Did he?
Didn't he say morning show?
I don't know.
Wow.
But that's the thing where
We're not playing anybody's stuff except for Eagles all around. So,
that's it.
So it can't be.
Oh, we're
It can't
good.
be you,
No.
Eytan.
Well, no. But my tweet initially says, "Don't play that. Don't play that song." And then somebody said, "Well, what about the morning show song?" And I responded, said, "Funny thing about that bit, Anthony created it back when I was there, and it worked as like this villain of me hating the song."
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Heck, I tagged Chris Heck. I said, Chris Heck came in, and we made this whole thing about it. I don't know, like, how could that be misconstrued as me stealing or glomming anything?
I don't know, because Marks used to play the song all the time, any chance he could get too back in the day.
Oh.
I mean, that was back when we were all at the same spot.
So you think that Marks was playing the show in his afternoon show?
I mean, I don't know, but I know he used to
Oh.
play it a lot, almost as much as Anthony did.
Now, Kevin Kincaid, Twitter detectives, everybody's tried to track down who he was talking about.
Hmm.
There you have it. I love it.
Started a war. 1 week with the check mark, and he's starting wars.
I think it's hilarious
Jeez.
that he thought, and I love it too, because you could just hear how frustrated, upset, and disappointed he is in somebody stealing his bit. And I get it. Like, come on, we have bits here. How many times have people stolen fake news and we don't say anything, right? It happens. I'm part of this website now that goes, or not website, this newsletter that I need to unsubscribe from. I keep forgetting. Morning Brew or some crap, right?
Was it
And
like a prep service?
it was, but then it just became like way deeper into long form and like, this is what's happening. It's not great. It's not great for what we do. It serves a purpose, so I'm not hating,
Right.
but I tried to get off of it. I forgot I needed to go through the actual unsubscription of it. But then I see at the end, they have these little trivia things, right? Where it's like word scramble or something along these. And then I see all of a sudden 3 truths and a lie. I'm thinking, wait a second, we do that. We do that every Tuesday and Thursday.
Well,
with
yeah,
Rob.
it's just called something different.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, I did rip it off Stern, but who cares?
Yeah, right.
Right?
If you're in radio long enough, you're going to rip other people off, and they're going to rip you off. It's just a fact.
Oh my goodness, this is a classic though. This is classic. Starting stuff, man, and then you're gonna run back and just look at what you started, man.
I didn't need to start it. I just was taking a shot at the caller and the fact that they were playing that song, and I knew they were going to go play it again. So I said, please don't play that song. Like, I was playing off of the bit that Anthony created. I don't know how that could be seen as negative. I think he just misinterpreted, or somebody did, and thought, oh yeah, morning show. Wouldn't that make the most sense? You see that tweet and you say, wow, morning show's playing that song.
Yeah, right. And I can see it happening, man. But hey, that's pretty good, man. You just started your own little war.
No. I'm here to apologize for doing that.
Oh, okay.
Now, Kevin Bloomfield on the stream says, let's get it back to the sex talk.
Charlie horses and
well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to start thinking about that when I find the next key athlete this football season that has a hamstring issue. I'm going to start thinking now what Barrett said. If you're doing it right, you can pull a hammy while having sex. I'll tell you what.
I hate to do it to you, man, but Charlie Horton, bro, there's nothing like that, man. Pull your hamstring, especially when your hamstring is already hurting. Oh man, you can't. You're just useless.
You got to stay hydrated, man.
Right. Got to have your water next to the bed, bro.
Right. Right. Incredible.
See, AJB knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
What's that?
All right, we got the Sixers schedule here.
Yeah, we also have the Embiid cut too.
Okay.
Joe, John Clark technically put up. But yeah, go ahead with the schedule. Now we have to wait a couple of days.
Well, no, it went 7:30 Wednesday night.
Wednesday? I thought we were going to be back on Thursday.
No, there's only one day turnaround here. And then Friday night, and if the game 7 is necessary, it would be 8 p.m. on Sunday night.
Wow, the game 7 does not need to have.
No, they got to finish this at 6.
No.
I think they will.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Game 5.
I'll take it.
I mean, this is the thing where I like game 2. This is where you just pound the Sixers. I mean, there's no way at all that the Sixers are going to lose 2 straight. I know, nobody thought they would lose. Yeah. This is, again, I'm willing to triple down on this one, where I don't even think, even if Embiid doesn't play, I'd be confident that the Sixers, it wouldn't mean a blowout.
Really?
Confident. Yes. Look, I think that there is a lot to credit the Sixers. I think a lot of what they have done over this series has been adjusting. It's just they, for whatever reason, have had some issues in the first game, for example, where it was just bad strategy, but they adjusted. And then last night, yeah, I mean, Embiid, I'm still staying on that. I do blame Embiid, but I don't think that this, like, first and foremost, not only, but that's not because strategy, that's not like, that's a result of him being injured and playing hero ball. I don't think that happens often, but yeah, I think the Sixers, from what they learned of as far as how bad or desperate of a team Atlanta can be to come back in that hole, I think so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, especially with a night where Trae Young didn't light it up. Huerter wasn't great, and Gallinari, I think, made 1 shot.
Right.
Bro, at this point, man, all I'm gonna say is this: Embiid's gonna come back with a vengeance because of what you guys said.
If he's healthy enough.
Right. Well,
I mean, he even said he didn't have the lift to perform that layup at the end of the game because he couldn't get up and he couldn't get off his, off the ground.
Right.
Because of the knee.
And that's what happens, man. It's not your body just starts to break down. You're never as healthy as you are when you start the season. So at the end of the season, you got to compensate for things like that. You got to understand that. So, I mean, at this point, I can't wait for Thursday. He might give you
Wednesday.
50.
You don't have to wait
Wednesday.
till Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, Wednesday.
Yeah.
He might give you 50. You know what I'm saying? He might give you 50.
All right, let's go player prop, Eytan. Make up your own number and let's get Barrett on the record.
No, I'm not.
I'm already out.
This sounds like the Eagles 11 wins when the schedule came out. Yeah.
No, I mean, this is, come on.
Well, I'm not backing down from 9 though. Believe that. I'm not backing down from 9.
Oh, you're 9 and you're
still
standing
stuck at
pat.
9.
Wow.
I'm staying there.
Standing pat at 9 wins.
Wow.
Yep. Staying at 9.
You'll have the ability to adjust it at least on the fly. We'll give you time after the first couple of weeks to readjust. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt there. How's that? Does that work even better?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
How about the effort of the Clippers last night?
It's a series now.
Yeah, man.
It's definitely a series now.
Kawhi and Paul George combined for 62 and 16 rebounds. And how about Marcus Morris finally showing up?
Right.
Yeah, he's been big, man. But they go small with Batum.
Mm-hmm.
It opens a lot up for Morris too. Telling you, there is the team has always been there, but I think what happens is, they struggled. People will look at it against Dallas. They couldn't close Dallas out. It went 7.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh man, down 2 games to Utah. But to be fair, I feel like this team has taken on the entire, like Toronto, right? It's taken on the entire persona of Kawhi Leonard, where it's like, oh man, we're down 2 games. Okay, no problem. We'll just go out and win one and then win another.
Right.
And it feels like nobody's panicking. Nobody's
Mhm.
falling into that mode. Yeah, they look bad in those losses. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to excuse it away. They looked awful in Utah at times, especially being up in the first quarter. But it has this feel to it again where, of all people, like playoff P right now, you can call him at least, even if it's a lowercase playoff P. The P is back, at least for the time being. We'll see how it ends. But that's the thing. They've taken on this whole persona of Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, Kawhi yesterday, man, he looked like he was out there like this was 2 years ago when they won the championship. I mean, he was taking it to the cup, being aggressive. He was shooting the lights. Well, he wasn't shooting lights out, but he was shooting more. You know, so he could have shot him out of it, but he just started hitting later on in the game. But he was, man, I like how aggressive he was around the rim. That's where he made his hay at, around the rim.
Yeah.
He can just get to so many different places on the court.
I know, man.
You know what I mean? Listen, just watching him navigate in the half court is really something to see.
I know, man. It's like it's almost like an old man game. You see how old men play? He has that old man game. Like it looks like you stop him, but he finds a way to wiggle his way through and get to where he needs to get to.
And then he gets the shot off very quickly. Yep. Yep.
Well, we have a couple of things we need to hit on here before this hour. And one of them is, everybody's getting ready for the U.S. Open. Harry's buddy had a big win on what tour is it again?
That's the Latino America tour.
Okay, so he was not on the Corn Ferry tour.
No.
He was not one of the 2 individuals involved in an altercation.
That was during a qualifying event for a Corn Ferry event. I think that's coming up this week in Kansas. And there was like a guy that was an amateur playing with a couple of guys trying to qualify. They were all trying to qualify, and fists were thrown.
Right. So you had 2 guys, and this is what happened. Par 3, 7th hole. Now there are 7 holes into it, so maybe
but they already weren't playing well. Apparently, the whole group got off to a bad start,
and they probably didn't know each other or like each other. Right? Like they
didn't know each other. But the thing is you have to go low in these qualifying events. Like you got to be birdieing back practically every other hole, or you have no chance.
You're never going to make it.
You're never going to qualify.
All right. So there was this cloud of frustration already hanging over.
Very good. That's a great description.
So on the par 3 7th, Daly is one of the guys, hits his tee shot left off of the green. Fribbs, the other guy, went to help Daly look for his ball.
Which is common courtesy.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Isn't that normal? Barrett hits his 1 iron into the trees. We're going to help him look.
It helps speed up play.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or you could be like me, just keep on.
So allegedly the Smiths did not help in the search.
Well, the Smiths, it's the player and his father was his caddy.
Okay. So
and neither one of them went over to help the other 2 guys look and their caddies look for the ball.
Yep. In an effort to speed up play, Fribbs, the guy who did go look for the ball, Daly hit it in. So there's right. The Smiths is the golfer, Oliver Smith, right?
Yeah,
and
he goes to Tennessee Martin. He's a college player.
Okay, so in order to speed up play, Fribbs pulled out first and headed to the 8th tee to play his next shot and try and get the group back in position.
Right.
So then Daly completed the hole. He said something to the Smiths about how helping to look for shots might help speed the group up. And that was too much. It was too much for the Smiths.
That was a deal breaker.
Yes. Oliver Smith and Fribbs Luke started yelling at Daly about his quality of play and how it was affecting the group. Oliver went on to make it clear that his son Luke, quote, wasn't here to look for balls. And that's what it happened.
Yeah. And then this one, the Smith, the young one, jumped on the other guy's back and started throwing punches.
Yes. And that's what happened. Luke Smith. Now, this is the act of cowardice, is that Daly turned his back to walk towards the 8th tee, and this small little runt jumps on Daly.
Jumped on his back.
Yeah, and starts throwing punches on his back.
And then when Fribbs and some other people tried to intervene, the Smith's father, the caddy, started waving around a putter, trying to keep him away so this kid could continue to beat this guy.
Yeah, ridiculous. Now arrests have been made, and rightfully so.
Right.
And look, I don't know who presses charges, if it's the individual or if it's the Corn Ferry Tour or if it's the club. I don't know, or maybe all of them.
Could be.
But-
I know it's the individual because he said he was assaulted. I mean, that's assault. So,
like Luke Smith should never be allowed to play professional golf again. This should be a lifetime ban, in my opinion.
yeah, I mean, this behavior is just.
You should never be allowed.
No.
Like, think about this. Think about how much it takes to get a lifetime ban in the NFL or
Right.
the NBA or Major League Baseball or the NHL, right? Like that one ref who got caught on the hot mic saying, I hate this one team. He won't ref again. I get it. But this guy here, like, I don't think that's a reach saying he should be banned from the sport professionally, at least, right?
You talking about the college kid?
The college kid. Yeah.
You can't do that, man. This is not hockey. You just can't go out and just put your hands on people.
And he did it when the guy's back was turned too. I mean, come on, doesn't that make
Well, you know, he caught. I'm glad he caught Daly when he was sober. That's what I was.
It's
glad.
not John Daly.
Oh, not John Daly.
No,
Okay.
no.
Oh,
No.
I thought you were talking about John Daly.
No.
He gave him everything he wanted, wouldn't
Yeah. John's on the senior tour. He's on the tour
he?
champions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. I'm glad you differentiate because I'm thinking to myself, that little kid has some cojones.
Now his kid is going to go full scholarship to Arkansas, just like his dad did, to play golf. But it's not him either.
Oh, okay. All right. That you got to put things in perspective now, you know. But I mean, I can see that happening on a golf course. Get frustrated. I just don't care enough to really be frustrated. But I've seen guys get really frustrated on a golf course. I mean, really mad. Like Seth takes it way too personal.
Really?
Oh man.
Does he break clubs and stuff?
Oh, I don't know if he breaks clubs, but he wants to win everything. Like when on the parents' parties, it's not like the parent party. He's not like he's over there talking to other golfers. He's getting his head right. He's getting his mind right to go out there and play.
Wow. I wish there was video of this fight. I
Me
can't
too,
believe
man.
there's no video.
Me too, man.
People are just putting in like Happy Gilmore and stuff.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Muhammad said, "Do we have video on this?" Yeah, you're right, man. I want you to have.
I
And
know.
also, Muhammad, I appreciate you, man. You want to know about those tests, Woo. Bro?
Now, you
For
wanna
3
talk
days.
about that?
What'd you say?
Yeah, we don't know how much you want to talk about that. So why don't we do this? We'll take a quick one here. We'll take a break on the network. We're still live on the JAKIB Media YouTube page, and we can talk about that before we wrap this hour coming up across the board on Sports Map Radio as well. Go ahead, bro. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that. So absolutely.
Oh man, this is not a problem, man. You know, it's a program, man, that they have for NFL players, man, just to check with you know, your cognitive the cognitive effect you have on your body when you play in the NFL, man. So it was a lot of testing. I mean, that was just one day of testing with that, but they also had 2 more days where they did the physical aspect of your body, you know, as far as joints and, you know, and joints was one day. And then they had the medical part one day, you know, say as far as your internal medicine. So 3 days, 3 different parts of your body, the mind, they did the physical aspect and did the internal aspect of it. And we're talking about like 8 hours of testing for 3 days straight. I was done. I mean, I feel like you know, and plus, you know, flying all the way to California and flying back. I mean, they had us doing everything from taking tests on, you know, they might give you they'll give you 15 words. They'll say it to you. You got to repeat all 15 words. They'll say it to you again, repeat all 15 words. And when this woman is saying all 15 words, you're trying to remember all of them, then you got to regurgitate it back. It's tough, man. Sometimes I was feeling like, come on, man, I know I'm smarter than this. But at times I got frustrated.
Those words, like,
what'd you say?
Does she say a
They're
word and then you have to repeat it, or does she say
it's like
15 words and you have to repeat all 15?
You have to repeat all 15. So, I mean, these are simple words too. Simple words.
I'm sorry, like in a row?
Yes, in a row.
Am I saying red, black, green,
just like this? She goes just like this. She goes like this: cabbage, dog, cabinet, subway. And you know, and she says all
cabbage,
15 words.
Dog, cabinet, subway.
Huh?
Cabbage, dog, cabinet, subway.
Cabbage, dog, subway.
Hit with the 15. Let's see how it goes.
Right. And then you have something there: flour, incense. And you say all 15, and then you have to just give you a second. Now, please regurgitate it back, and it doesn't have to be in order.
That's hard to do.
Man, there's times I feel like I'm not.
None of them are related. Like
Right,
they're not
exactly.
common things.
So she said that, you know, most people when they do it, well, smarter people will group them together in what they are. Like you might put cabbage and spinach in a group, to help you memorize it, because you have to do it like 5 times. And the horse and the dog and the cat, you group them together, and that's what the mind usually does that. But you have to know and train yourself to do that.
Wow.
So it was trying, to say the least.
Well, I don't know how all you guys remember all those, intricate plays in the playbook too.
Right. But you getting hit and all that stuff, man. And like now, I can still remember most of the plays. Everybody wants to talk about why two stick banana and all that stuff. No, there's plays that are different from that. You got 19 bob. You got with the X around, the freeze the linebacker on the backside on 2. So they give you the formation, they give you the play, and they give you a snap count. And you got to listen to all 3 of those things and go out there and execute a play. That's tough.
Yeah. When did we break? Boy, who knows? I hate to do it.
Pushing the odds.
Wow. What happened here? Are you on there?
Yep.
Okay. Making sure you're in. Are you in?
Hey.
Dead.
Yeah.
Accused of stealing content. Right? This is it.
But then, also like the physical aspect of when they do all your joints and stuff.
Yeah.
I had noticed stuff. My body's so used to being in pain that I had noticed stuff. They noticed stuff that were hurting, but I didn't necessarily even think about them hurting. So I could feel it, especially at night. But then they took X-rays. Like my left shoulder has abnormal like dents and stuff in it in the rotator cuff. So it's not a perfect round ball like everybody else's is. It's truly messed up. And then I have a ligament that didn't grow back. That didn't grow. So it's just there. So it's one. I was wondering why when I used to get my suits done, that my shoulder, they would measure my shoulder and it'd be a different measurement on each side because my shoulder drops and it can't come back up because the ligament it snapped and it was never put back.
Wow.
And they never put it back. They never told me that I needed to get it put back because I didn't know that it was snap. I just knew I was playing on it and it was hurting. Little stuff like that. I have a piece of dead bone in my ankle, in my right ankle.
Dead bone.
Yes. It's just dead bone. So I'm screwed up, more screwed up than I thought. My thumb is fused together.
Explains a few things.
That's why I do Charlie horses.
Right, Eytan?
Hey, could explain it, as he said, the Charlie horses. You just want to make sure you time those out.
Well, we got to get Barrett's take on Nick Mullins.
Oh, yeah.
The big acquisition yesterday by the Eagles.
8 contests a night, real time live.
I thought he said Eytan. Jesus.
He did. Everybody's talking about you now, man.
Hey, I just love the fact that radio war was started. And nobody could, people were tracking down South Tunis.
I texted him last night. He doesn't even know what's going on.
No, he doesn't either.
No.
That's what he says. Do you believe that? Come on.
Kinda.
He's got
about what?
Excuses. He's going to Colorado. He had his dinner with his wife now. All these excuses.
What are you talking about?
Trying to figure out
Anthony's producer
was mad about. So we
okay.
Everybody's trying to track him down.
Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so let's look now. We've got a minute before we get out of here. Then hour 2, we'll talk about Nick Mullins, and Barrett can explain everything about that. We have fake news on a Tuesday, and I think that's it. No guest as of right now in the 12:40 slot, right? Chris is tomorrow.
I thought you were trying to run somebody down from Atlanta.
Yeah, Matt Chernoff hasn't gotten back to me yet. I wouldn't blame him. I mean, last time he stepped away from vacation to be on with us. So
yeah, but I mean, this might be his last chance to even really talk about the Hawks because their season is going to end on Friday night.
Friday night, yes.
Yeah.
Well, look, maybe he's trying to stretch it out. Halftime, full time. Portugal, get in now. We're back in 3. It's the middle.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
In the Wildwoods, our free beaches are spacious and welcoming with plenty of room to spread out. Your seat will be waiting for you when you're ready to visit. The Wildwoods, creating cherished family memories for generations.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Book It.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
How about Phillip Brooks checking in with brother? I've been saying you're messed up for years now. Man, he never stops taking shots at you, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know, you talking about friends, you know, family's the worst. Yeah. No, but I will say this. Hey, let me say what's up to my Sky. That's my niece, man. My Sky. I don't know how he made a baby like that.
Right.
Because she is sweet, so sweet. He's the terror that rocks the earth. And he has the sweetest baby girl in the world. Sky is so sweet, man. But yet, I can't believe that he spawned her. There's no way.
People are going to say that about Eytan's son here in a few weeks. Days, weeks, whatever.
Right. But yeah, I love Sky. I mean, I still, man, you know he's all messed up. And I play for the Steelers. He stays a Cleveland fan. Regardless of where his brother is, he's gonna stay a Cleveland fan. What kind of family is that, man? My bro is crazy though, bro. I mean, he's a mean dude, man. Like I'm the total opposite of him. I'm the nice guy. It seems like I got all the nice genes, and he got all the bad genes. Like he walks around with his gun. I mean, he probably takes his gun to the bathroom. That's how mean this dude is.
Wow.
Right. But you don't, in Missouri, you don't have to have a license. You can just walk around. You can conceal it and walk around with it. So he doesn't play.
Yeah.
He can pull over by the police. Hey, I'm letting you know, I got a heater right now.
Right.
So don't do nothing stupid. He just said that to policeman before, dog. And I'm sitting in the car like, hey, man, chill out, bro. Be quiet. You know what I mean? He's a mean dude. With me, I'm the nicest guy in the world.
Wow. Well, that is true. We got to get him on one of these times, right?
Yeah.
When Cleveland plays Pittsburgh,
that'd be great.
The first time this next season, we got to get him on.
Absolutely. We got.
Now, how do you like this quote from Ben Simmons after the game? I definitely should have been more aggressive and attacked more. End quote.
He's finally getting it. I love it. He's fine. Hopefully,
I'd like to hear that from Tobias Harris. I mean, that's a guy that I could count on scoring 24 or 20 points.
He did have 20.
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
But think about it: 24 or 28 wins that
They
bat.
win the game. Yeah.
And 0 in the fourth. And same thing with Seth Curry. Like Here's the thing. It's becoming painfully obvious that Seth Curry can't create his own shot. And last night, I think, was a perfect example of that. He's a good shooter. I want him. He can take a step. He can get a pump fake. He can do that off. But he's not somebody where you can do a clear out. All right, clear out. Have him slowly dribble. Like, they don't have many guys like that. And this is where I do understand your frustration, is the irony in all of this is that it's basically Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, and Ben Simmons of all that can create their own shot, because Simmons can at least get to the rack.
Right.
But he gets there so easy though, man.
Simmons?
You know, yeah, I mean, so easy.
Look, the reality is that the guy needs to work on his free throws first and foremost, because that is going to change everything. You get confident on the line, then you want to get back to the line.
Right. Then he'll be seeking contact to try to get to the cup. Now, did you see Kevin Kincaid's tweet 2 hours ago about this radio war?
No, let's do it. Hold on.
This is a Gal Media property in partnership with JAKIB Media.
And you, my friend, are caught in the middle.
The Middle starts now on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, now we have Nick Mullins. He came and Barrett was off, so we did the heavy lifting, but we have to get... Yeah, it was a big story here in this city.
I'll tell you what, it dominated the headlines for about 5 minutes.
I'm sure Birds 365 got a juicy 2 hours out of Nick Mullins.
Yeah, I think they brought on his old coach at Southern Miss. They went in a deep dive.
Now, who would that be?
Wow. I have no idea.
All right. Some former Les Miles assistant. All right, so we're going to do that when we have some time to stretch out here in a couple of minutes. It's the short open, though, so we only have like two.
Right.
And, Harry, you brought up something we were talking about in the first hour, the radio wars that I may have inadvertently started.
Right.
Now, there's an update.
Well, Kevin Kincaid, who is, of course, the brilliant writer at Crossing Broad, who did the piece, is proving that he's a journalist because he's investigating this deep story. He says, I spoke to 9 people about this, and not a single one of them knows who the cuz is talking about. Did have a reader message me and say that he thinks it's directed at WIP's morning show / callers there because of the, quote, penitentiary / play the song bit. No clue, though.
Well, penitentiary is not something that I reference. I don't know what this is.
No, and that sounds like it might. Is that an original cuz or is that an original WIP?
No. Look, WIP this morning, the main morning show host on that show said this to their guest, who was Billy King, on the phone. He said, Billy, it looked like they were playing what is called hero ball. This guy doesn't know what the hell hero ball is. You think he knows what to make penitentiary? No. Penitentiary is a pure sounding Gargano bit.
Okay.
Like, I would blindly credit him for the bet. Like, we're going to put him in a penitentiary. Like, that's an Anthony bet right there. That screams Anthony. I like it, by the way. We can't use it because we don't want to steal any material. But think about it. That's pretty cool. The guy was on the defensive team. The penitentiary.
Right.
Now, I would be much more upset if somebody stole my penitentiary than they stole that play the song thing, personally. Wow.
Yep. So there's the update. But how about Kevin Kincaid? He's going to 9 different people.
Who do you think those 9 people were? 610. Jeez. What is going on? All because of that tweet. I'm telling you. See, the play the song thing. If this is all I'm going to say. All right. If Kevin Kincaid is referencing the play the song thing, the only time that ever came up in reference to the WIP morning show was my tweet. That's it. Like, Angelo didn't say anything about play the song. They didn't say anything about the Sixer song. It was this one god-awful caller who happens to call in at the end of the shows all the time because that's when I'm listening a lot. And he had this stupid song, 7 + 6 + 7 +
He was probably on hold for 3.5 hours.
Oh my God, it was almost as bad as the Watch Out, Watch Out. Almost.
Almost. Nothing is going to beat that.
You single-handedly ruined the Eagles' season with that song last year, Eytan. So,
yeah. Okay.
Shan, we can't do that anymore, man.
Right.
No. I need it, man.
No, that guy's got to do a new song now with Jalen Hurts lyrics and stuff, and Devonta Smith and all. He needs to update the lyrics.
You know what would be good though? Like,
how can you get him, Eytan?
Huh?
How can you get him on?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I think Tosh did that, right? That Tosh.0 show where they had the web redemption. Exactly. And it was
brilliant.
Really funny. It was gigantically hilarious. We need something like a middle. What would be the synonym for redemption that could start with M, whatever it may be? But we would need some sort of like rip-off web redemption where we can find people like the watch out guy and actually have him create a new song and like go through the process, have him on as an interview, and then come back the following time with the new song, and he could debut the new song here on the middle on the JAKIB Media YouTube page.
I just want the girls in the back that EAGLES.
Well, we can get them too. I'm sure they're not doing much, right? We can get them. Yes.
Hold on, what you say? They're not doing much.
Yeah, I think they could work it into their schedule.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Now, and one of these synonyms for redemption is absolution.
Oh.
Now, I know that doesn't go with middle, but I mean, like an Eytan absolution.
Yes.
That might be all right.
But I don't want it to just be me. It's not like
no, you're the inventor of that. Because if it goes into a fiery blaze of hell, I want you to go down for it.
Yeah, exactly right. I don't want to be attached to this.
This is why Amy Fadul is so concerned about attaching herself to anything that you're doing. She's seen you as well. Be like, oh, no. Like everybody's jumping into the pool. Where's Barrett? Where's Barrett?
right.
It's over there.
Yo,
I'm
it's
not
like clockwork.
mouthy.
I already know. When her name and number comes up, I'm like, what meeting did I miss now?
Right.
Ridiculous. And she knows, like, you're not going to show up in case it's a boring meeting. You want to risk.
Dude, I just don't show up. And that's the problem. Oh, I didn't get the email. Absolutely right.
No.
Any way we could get Mark Jackson on the show, Barrett?
Oh, yeah. Let me call Mark.
Get him on, like tomorrow.
All right. I'm on it.
Presented by Rocket
Great call.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts studio.
Unless he's on with Gil for 30 minutes.
Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry May.
All right, we're going to try and track down Mark Jackson, where the Sixers TV analyst, in-studio analyst, can talk to us about what to expect for Wednesday night. It is cool that we only have to wait at night, and I think that's another reason why I really love the Sixers, is it's fresh.
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Does it work against Embiid, though, having the extra night if he had the 2 nights? Because he was obviously, feeling some pain in that game.
Yeah, but to Barrett's point, I don't necessarily know what an extra day is going to do. Like, you could ice it, you could stretch it, you could do all that stuff, but you're right back on the floor with the meniscus. It's going to hurt at some point. Like, to your point, Harry, I think you could probably maybe extend the pain coming back a quarter or two, depending on the day. But also, too, it's one bad bounce. It's one bad landing. It's one awkward step that doesn't ruin it. It just makes it hurt again, right?
Well, yeah, and he was on his back about three plays in a row, it seemed, in that first half. There was some ugly basketball going on in that first half, man. That first quarter, oh, my God.
Absolutely.
From both teams.
But
and
you know what?
He was always on his back.
I tell you what, Collins, the kid, he played physical, man. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah.
He played above the rim. He outworked everybody on the court.
Got elbowed in the face by Dwight Howard.
Yep. And kept rocking, man.
Yes.
I mean, you can enjoy, even he's an opponent, you can enjoy his work ethic. He's one of those guys that he may not have been the guy everybody was looking at, but he worked his way into the NFL. He's one of those guys that, didn't probably have a lot of stats and everything. But his hard work is definitely why he's here. Because he's been that guy for the longest. He's the tempo setter of that team. And you can only appreciate that. But I will say this. It works in the Sixers' favor to have the game, just one day of rest and go into it. Because they want to get that bad taste out their mouth.
Right.
They want to wash that away. They want to go out, especially Embiid. Embiid, I'm telling you, he might give you 50 this game.
And at home, though. The crowd, full crowd.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying? He'll get
the Atlanta
hyped,
crowd
he'll walk around.
The Atlanta crowd made their presence felt.
Yeah. I mean,
know?
finally.
Yeah.
It took a little bit. And down 18, they didn't make. It's not like
Right.
they're like, come on, Hawks, let's go, Hawks. You can do this. People were leaving the building. I think they actually brought people in free of charge in the second half once they started making that run, Harry.
Well, that's what your boy Coggin Toboggan was hypothesizing about the other day. He thinks people just wander in there to get out of the heat.
Well,
I think in the second half they had to have filled, or maybe it's just because the fans are so transient.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's understood that, normally up here you can't leave. There's no reentry. It says that on your ticket, no reentry. You can't go to the car. Oh, I forgot something to come back in.
Right.
Maybe there is reentry for the Atlanta Hawks. Maybe they're so bad historically, never
Are they open
to an NBA Finals.
Are they open?
Oh yeah, they're open.
So they.
But I don't think you can go out and come back.
No, I'm making
right.
Yeah.
You understand? Like I was making a joke.
Right.
About how Lee, yes. All right, jeez. I hate to do it. Now, let's get this Nick Mullins in here. You ready?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Nick Mullins? Not Matt Mullen, who just put out a column on Joel Embiid.
Matt Mullen?
Yeah.
What are you guys looking for him to be? Nick Mullins will be a career backup.
I'll tell you what I'm looking for him to be, Barrett. I'm looking for him to be the number 2. I would feel more comfortable in a guy who was playing fresh football in an emergency situation to come in for Jalen Hurts than I would Joe Flacco. That's really what I would look at it for.
And you know what? That's what I wrote in my notes when I sent a little clip to NBC, and that's what I wrote in my notes. I mean, not a starting QB.
No,
he's a filler type of guy. He'll come in, he'll finish the game. He might give you one game where he'll give you, if you want to start him one game, he could give you some quality minutes. But he's not a guy that could, if he came in at half the season, he could win and take you to the playoffs.
Right.
He's not a Nick Foles. He's probably a poor man's Nick Foles. Nick Foles could probably finish the season. Well, he can finish the season and win a Super Bowl. He's done it before. But Mullins is not going to be that guy. Now, what you will get from him is a guy that's a little athletic, a younger guy than you have with Joe Flacco. But then it lies, all right, who's going to be the starter? Who would you want to be the starter?
Right.
Is it going to be Hurts or is it going to be Flacco? Because they're going to give Flacco a legit chance to start. Who do you think is going to win the starting job? Because if Flacco doesn't win the starting jobs with Mullins there, do you really think they're going to keep him on the roster? Even though he doesn't cost a lot, but do you think they'll keep him on the roster?
3 quarterbacks? Probably not.
Exactly.
Like
and that's why
Mullins,
Newman's there.
Your backup, you shouldn't need Joe Flacco, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So, that there lies the problem. Do you keep Joe Flacco?
Wow.
If you make Mullins the backup quarterback?
It's a quarterback factory, Barrett.
Right.
I'm telling you, they're just churning out guys. They wait for these injuries on other teams, and here you go, Flacco for a 6th round pick.
Yeah.
And how he's doing a victory dance.
So I don't know what you would do with Mullins if Flacco doesn't become a starter, because I don't think you keep Mullins if Flacco doesn't become a starter. I think they release him. He's the rookie minimum anyways. I mean, he's the NFL minimum anyways for a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So if Flacco doesn't start, Nick Mullins doesn't make the team. But if Flacco does start, I still don't think he makes the team.
Right. So basically, he's a camp guy.
Who,
Yes.
Mullins or Flacco?
Yes,
Mullins.
Because either way it goes, if Flacco waits the starting quarterback, that makes Hurts the second-team quarterback. So why would you keep Mullins?
Right.
So I don't see how you would keep him here. There's no way I can think of him being here. Even if Flacco's a starter, he's not going to be around. Even though he's the minimum. They're probably going to bring Newman back and put him on practice squad. But right now they're just trying to create a very tight mix as far as a quarterback, keep a guy breathing over other guy's neck. That's what they're doing.
Creating competition.
So the only way I can see Mullins being here is if Hurts wins the job and then they cut, or he asks for a release. Flacco asks for a release, or he gets cut. That's the only way I see Mullins staying here. The only way. They're not going to keep both of those guys there if Hurts starts. And I tell you, he's
not.
pretty
You
good.
can't though. That's the thing. Like they shouldn't have to if Jalen Hurts starts.
Right.
And the reason, and this is, I think, the bigger issue for the season, right? The only reason why you would go to anybody other than Jalen Hurts, Barrett, is if Jalen Hurts is hurt. And that means, and I know what I'm saying, that means if Jalen Hurts stinks it up for 4 or 5 games and you're 1-4 throughout that, this is part of the learning process. This is what you signed up for.
Absolutely.
By not bringing in anybody better than him.
So if Mullins is on the team, that means Hurts is the starter and Flacco is gone. I don't think Flacco will want to stay here if he's not a starter. Why would he stay here?
Yeah, but I mean, where else can he be a starter?
Well, he's going to go somewhere else and try to compete for a position. Because if they go younger, a second-year guy, he didn't have a snowball's chance of hell of being a quarterback of this organization.
I mean,
so why stay here?
At least here he can sleep in his own bed.
Well, he can sleep in his own bed, but he's chasing rings now, bro. He wants to go. He wants another ring. He wants to go somewhere where they're going to be competitive. He's not going to want to just sit around and take.
Yeah, but he's not going to be a
million.
starter. He's not going to get a ring as a starter.
But would you stay here and collect? You can get the same amount of money he's getting. But you can get the same amount of money he's getting right now and go to a team that's competitive. He can go to San Fran. They would love to have him there.
Yeah, cost of living's extremely high.
Oh, that's another thing.
I hate California taxes,
bro.
I would stay in New Jersey, collect the check, and hope I don't have to play.
Jersey, though, it costs so much to live in that state.
But that's where he lives.
But look, there's nothing. There's nothing like this California.
Oh.
I was just looking. I was in Anaheim.
Yeah.
And I just looked at this house. This house was 900, maybe 1,000 square feet. It looked like it didn't look like a shack, but it was just a regular rancher, not even a nice looking rancher. And they wanted $900,000 for it. Not even 1,000 square feet. They wanted $900,000 on it. And it wasn't even, it was like 1/4 of an acre. I mean, there were houses right next to it.
Place next door to me is for sale. It's 3,000 square feet townhome, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and it's $500,000.
Wow.
With a 1-car garage and a driveway.
Well, see,
500.
in Cali is worse than that. I mean, can you conceive? It looked like one of those houses on Colors. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like a shack, and they wanted $800,000 to $900,000. I say the average kid, when I say kid, 20 to 21 years old, has at least 2 jobs if they're living on their own. At least 2 jobs. Their main job and doing something like Uber or DoorDash or something like that to supplement income to stay in California. That's how bad it is. They say more people leave and go to Texas and California. They say it's like a mad exodus right now. They say like 600,000 people leave and go to Texas every year because the taxes and everything is so high in California. Ridiculous.
That is
gas.
Yeah,
gas. $5.80.
It's nonsense. Look,
for cheap stuff.
Yeah, I get it. The regular, not even the premium,
regular,
not even the mid.
I go 89.
Yeah, you're mid. You like 80? The mid.
Yeah.
No, it's
we got
regular is what?
We got to take a break all around here. Fake news is coming up next. Look, a lot of things happening in the final 40 minutes, including a look at tonight's game with James Harden in the backdrop. We've got overtime, more with the Philadelphia Eagles at OT as Barrett is back. We'll express some thoughts, maybe even a concern about that. Fake news,
I want to talk about the wide receivers position, dog.
Got it. Ron Culver coming up next.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
In the Wildwoods, our free beaches are spacious and welcoming with plenty of room to spread out. Your seat will be waiting for you when you're ready to visit. The Wildwoods, creating cherished family memories for generations.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor, Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on JAKIB.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Bro, they were talking about Hawaii. Hawaii's ridiculous also, man. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, everything needs to be imported in there, man.
Right. He said it's almost $5 for, what is it? For a carton of milk?
All they got on that island is pineapples and freaking coffee.
Right. That's crazy. Let me see what it said. $6.50 for a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'd give up milk.
Shouldn't be drinking it anyway.
A 6-pack of steak, $75 for grilling. That is crazy.
Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts studio. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks.
I can see Jake doing this. Right? Like he's moving, but his face doesn't move.
Yeah. He has a lot of like shoulder movements, and the head stays at the same spot.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, what's messed up? I was thinking the same thing. I just kept it to myself though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that. All right. We have some time here as Ron Culver's in the house. He's got 3 stories. I don't know if that golf story made it, trying to fool Harry on that, slip it through the 5-hole, but we'll see. He's got 3 stories. One of them is fake, sir, right?
Yes, sir. And you know me lately, I've been trying to keep it to a theme, so I got another theme for you guys.
Oh, I love this.
And while we're doing the first story, Eytan, go ahead and check your.
I did. I just saw the new promos come in, so we're very excited.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got some new promos to listen to.
Beautiful.
All right, story number 1. Remember the rules of the game. 2 stories or 3 stories, 2 are real, 1 is fake. So story number 1, Tokyo Olympics giving competitors 150,000 condoms, but they're not for use in the athletes' village.
What? They're not for use. Where are they for use?
Just take them home.
Love you a long time.
Wait, where?
Take you home. Take them home.
Just to take them?
Yeah.
It's part of the goodie bag.
Part of their goodie bag, because you know what the athletes' village at the Olympics is.
Yeah, but it's not for
right.
Village.
But
so is this okay? Is this like
this year they're putting they're kind of stopping the festivities, if you will, in the Olympic Village because of COVID.
Yeah, good luck. Especially when everybody's vaccinated, or assuming people are.
Makes no sense.
This is like, okay, so I'll give you a quick example. When I worked for Hallmark, I was in Canada, and I would get paid a weekly amount, but I'd also get paid a daily amount for per diem. And that was food. That was food money. Here's your $50. Here's your $80, depending on what and where you were. So are they assuming that there's so much sex that they also need to portion out, I guess, where condoms are going to specifically? Like, hey, you're having so much sex in the village, we're going to give you extra that you can. It's like, here's your check for what you're doing, but we're also going to give you extra cash so you can spend that on food. Here are condoms for sex in the village, but we're going to give you extra stuff so you don't run out when you get home.
But what you're talking about, like the per diem, that's paid by the country. This is paid by the Olympic Committee. Like this is part of the goodie bag, the swag bag, if you will.
So what is Trojan a sponsor of the Olympics now?
AB, they started doing this a couple of years ago because of all the
right
that were going on in the Olympic Village.
Bro, it's band camp all around. It's band camp.
Wow.
No, but see, this is the thing. They were already.
You never heard of band camp?
Yeah, but they were all
American Pie.
Yes.
Yeah, this one time. Band camp.
There you go, double in. I get it. All right, I'm good with it.
All right, story 2.
Story number 2: American medal contender, long distance runner Shelby Houlihan received a 4-year ban ahead of Olympic trials today due to her consuming a pig organ burrito.
Yeah, it was a tainted pork burrito, and it caused her to fail a test, and now she's banned.
Passed all the other tests.
Right.
And not only is she banned for this Olympics, but it falls under the calendar for the next one as well.
Right. I believe this story is true.
You do? Why?
Because I think I saw something of like this morning. Female runner. I don't know if she went to Oregon or where she went, but I saw something because it made me also think of Asman because I was wondering if she got the pork burrito at Chipotle.
Well, also in Texas, that one guy from the Texans went over to Mexico and ate beef there and tested positive for steroids.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because of all the steroids that were in the beef. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
All right, story. I'm not sold yet. What do you have on story 3?
Story number 3: due to sparse funds in their country's Olympic programs, the athletes from Tuvalu have had to resort to hitchhiking some portions of their journey to Tokyo, Japan.
Tuvalu? Where the hell is that?
South Pacific.
Is that a real island or country? I never heard of it.
I've never either, although I feel like I might have seen something about like so where is the country?
Is it near Samoa or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in that neighborhood, like Micronesia, around there, Guam. I'm not entirely sure where it is. I just know it's in that area.
Wow. Tuvalu.
See, this sounds real, so real that I think it's fake. I'm going to say story 3 is fake. And here's why. Only because, and actually, now I'm talking.
You can't hitchhike. You can't hitchhike. Would you hitchhike on boats?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man.
I'm going to go story 3.
Surprised you have never found your way somewhere in the Southeast Pacific and hitchhiked on a couple of boats to get from island A to island C.
Baldy would just put his scuba gear on and swim from island to island.
Yeah, I think
yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. Or go out and cut a tree down himself.
Right.
Dig a canoe out.
Right. I saw a video he put on his thing. I think he was in Costa Rica or something. He's driving down this dirt road, and there's a big like steer in front of him on the road, and he had the steer has the right of way in this country, so he had to go around. And he's going, "Okay, big fella." It's hilarious.
Is he yelling? Like, how old is this video?
Oh, it was within the last week or 2.
Oh my goodness!
On his Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you got to follow him.
Can we go back to the pig organ burrito? What is the organ we're talking about?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just pork.
Just pork.
But it says pig organ. That's very specific to it not just being the shank or the shoulder or the ribs.
Or the pig's feet.
Or the feet, yeah. Or the ears.
You a pig's feetman?
Yeah.
So the organ, I'm thinking.
I'm going 3.
Yeah. See? Yeah, 3 as well. Number 2, is real. Like, it's got to be real.
I'm kind of caught right now. I'm
Eytan, you're 3.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna go with 1. I'm sorry, I can't
The
go with the flow.
condom story.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the
All right.
condoms.
Is it just you don't believe it? You don't believe this?
No, I just said the 100,000 condoms. That's a lot of champagne room work there.
That's a lot of pulled hamstrings.
Right.
Hey, I'm telling you, these are the top athletes in the world for whatever sport they're performing in. Okay, so it stands to reason that their soft tissues can handle some of it.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with number 1. You guys go 3. I'm going with number 1.
Yep.
All right. Story number 2 is in fact true. That is a true story. Harry, you probably saw it the same place I saw it earlier too. Story number 1, Barrett. I want to say 150,000 condoms is actually down from how many they were giving out in Brazil, but that story is in fact true.
Wow.
It's still the Tokyo Olympic Committee is still planning on giving out the same amount of condoms that they do every single year. They're just not for use in the Olympic Village due to COVID.
Wink, wink.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have to come out and say that. Story number 3, false. But Tuvalu is a real island nation.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But I don't know about the hitchhiking. Maybe that happened. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, Tuvalu, do they have representation at the Olympics? You know, just because they're an island nation, do they have like a
We've seen
some sort of
Trinidad
team?
and Tobago team up.
Right.
2016, when it was in Brazil, they sent 1 athlete to compete in the 100 meters.
Oh, okay.
He obviously he didn't make it that far.
Wow.
But he's probably one of those who used all the condoms.
I think that's a safe assessment. Good stuff, Ron. We're back.
When in Rome.
Not bad. Not bad. I like
When in Rome, do what the Romans do.
Now, Ron sent us a couple of promos. We can listen to these in the break. You ready?
Let's go.
I mean, what do you think there? Where'd Harry go?
Yeah, let's go.
We got to play him first, you know? Jeez. Can't it just play? Now, I don't know if these are 30 or 60. Let's see.
The middle.
So I think what happened is somebody alerted him to my tweet, and he thought that Cataldi was doing the play the song.
This is the problem with you being verified. Now, normally nobody would have seen that tweet, but now that you have the check mark, everybody sees it.
No,
Harry, that is great wordplay right there. You just pulled it all together.
You're on.
The Middle with Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays. Weekdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
That was a 30.
Yeah, I was 30. It was pretty good.
Tight.
All right, so let's see now. I imagine maybe this would be a little.
Was the other one a 60?
I don't know. We'll see. But that was good.
The middle.
But that's the thing. Like Embiid is questionable, like Tom Brady's questionable every week.
Right.
That's all. Like Embiid, we knew Embiid was going to play. But as far as Harden, I don't know. The guy's going to come back from a soft tissue injury, and he's clearly rushing it back.
See, that's different from an Embiid's injury. Like I told you before, Embiid's injury is more so pain tolerance. Hamstring is a lot different, man. You can't even have sex.
What?
Like this, bro.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
bro. Yes.
Wait a second.
Why don't you pull your hamstring, Harry, and then let's see. All right?
Wait a second.
No better way to test it out than that.
I mean,
Real
I'll
life
tell you the
experience.
truth. I've done both of these things. I've pulled a hamstring and I've had sex, and I'm just
But at the
envisioning them
same time,
together.
no.
Well, I haven't pulled a hamstring while having sex.
No, but like
you could do that too, and that's the worst way right there. Be dehydrated one time and try to have sex. It's the worst thing in the world, bro. Come on, man. Be serious. Mom, I hope you're not listening.
The Middle with Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays. Weekdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
Be dehydrated sometime and have sex.
That's pretty good. Look at Ron on the pulse of the program here. The pulse of the show. That's great.
I can see his eyes just getting bigger and bigger as we're talking. He can't wait to hit the cut button so he can cut it.
Just that hard cut. And that's the thing. Like, look at what we provide him versus Asman out there.
All right.
You know, Asman, it's like, oh, shit. Another one of these stupid Chipotle promos. Set up.
Bro. Hey, man. You just got to know what you're doing, huh?
I tell you, he turns that stuff around quick, though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
and he hits it right, and he ends it right where it needs to end. Like me apologizing to my mom.
Now we got some featured groups for the U.S. Open.
On the Sports Map Radio Network.
Is that out already?
Yeah.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
So, yeah, tomorrow we'll get a little deeper into it. We'll track a couple of people down and see who we can chat with, as I guess everybody's going to have eyes now on John Rahm back from COVID and golfing with a vengeance. And we've already seen how dangerous that can be. Truly, golfing with a vengeance can get somebody arrested, can get charges brought upon you for just trying to help somebody find their ball.
Or not helping somebody else find their ball.
I guess it depends on who you look at as the main culprit here, which I guess is the person in jail. So
friends, don't let friends look for their ball alone. No. That's what it is.
Yeah. But we will not have a Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau grouping.
Of course
at
not.
The U.S. Open.
You knew that wasn't going to happen.
I know.
Right?
I know. I mean, people, deep down inside, you wanted it. But now, if it's going to happen now, it's going to have to happen organically. Where both players, on a Saturday are at the same score and end up in the same group. That would be fun.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's going to be like, what happens if the two of them bump into each other in the 19th hole? Anything? You think
No, probably not.
No,
probably not.
Like Koepka, I feel like is ready to fight, right?
Well, he gives off this tough guy persona, but I don't know if it's real.
What's unreal about it? I mean, because
I don't know if he really would want to get into it physically. I think it's more just a kind of an act to have fun with and to troll him. And he obviously doesn't like him. I don't think he wants to fight him.
No, but it's like a bully where it's like, if you know the guy that you're bullying is never going to physically step up to you, then you can always present this element of, I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Brooks Koepka in his mind feels like he could bully Bryson to the point where Bryson either doesn't care, to Bryson's point, and I guess to in his favor. But I don't know, like DeChambeau just what's going to happen here? Like, is DeChambeau going to swing on him? I saw what you said. Like, he seems to be the last guy who would throw a fist on anybody.
I agree.
I'm not saying he's a wimp or anything like that.
No.
I'm saying he seems so chilled out.
Koepka's playing with Justin Thomas and Colin Morikawa.
All right. Well, why don't you give me here's the thing. I'm going to build this lineup right here, okay, with you right here. Why don't you give me a couple of guys? I'm going to tell you right now, Matt Fitzpatrick is in my lineup at 7,800. All right.
Okay.
So why don't you give me a couple of guys? This is what we're going to do here, Barrett. All right. I'm going to mine Harry for a couple of fantasy picks for my lineup. It's $1 million to first place. Okay. So I win, here's what I'd say. All right. If this lineup wins, then all three of us will split the winnings. Now, winning cannot just mean $1 million. It can mean 50 people tie for first and it's split. I could do 290th and only make $8. But I'll send you both the screen cap of what I win off of this lineup, and we'll split it 3 ways. Okay.
So Barrett's going to benefit from this, yet he has no sort of skin in the game. He doesn't have to give you any players.
No, but he's here, and I feel bad because otherwise,
I appreciate that.
Checked out.
Look at this. How about that?
Coming into the house. All right, I'm trying to involve him in the conversation. All right, that's all.
All right, 2 guys that I'm going to be on this week. I'm going to be mixing in a lot of different stuff, but Daniel Berger and Joaquin Niemann are 2 guys that I would definitely throw in a lineup.
All right, Daniel Berger's in here at 8,400, and Joaquin Niemann, not to be confused with Joaquin Phoenix, right?
No.
Who I confused for Arnold Rothstein in Your Honor.
Oh,
yeah, remember
yes,
that one?
You did.
Yes,
I
you
remember
did.
that.
That was an all-time. I'm thinking, like, can I get more of Joaquin Phoenix on the show, please? He's a good actor.
Which really surprised me out of you because that I would have never thought that you would make that mistake.
I still think they look exactly alike, identical. I think this is Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen, where they're really brothers, but they want to present that they're not. And I think they look more alike than those two.
Wow.
All right, let me find. I have Neiman, or no, I have Berger. Now I need to find Joaquin. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now Neiman is a pretty low pick here.
What about Charlie Hoffman?
Hold on. Let me find Neiman first. Now I got to find this guy. How do you spell the Y?
JOAQUIN NIEMANN.
I got him. All right, so we're 3 down. I give you my guy and Fitzpatrick, and your 2 guys right now. And who's the 4th one you like?
What about Charlie Hoffman?
Hoffman, I can get to for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have money to spend, so we can go chalk here as well. Charlie Hoffman's at 7,200. I've got 2 spots left with an average of 9,500, meaning anybody on the board right now. Yeah, because we worked in some pretty savvy cost guys. So, the chalk, Rahm's going to be up there at the top.
Rahm's the favorite.
Yeah.
He's the favorite. But there's the cloud of the COVID thing hanging over him. So, but he's playing great, and he plays this golf course really well.
All right, so let's put him aside for a second, because I think there are 2 guys that I'm willing to rule out, unless you think they have a legit shot of finishing top 5. And it's because I know they are going to be ridiculously chalk when it comes to popularity. And ownership is big in fantasy sports, where if 75% of the field owns the same guy, then you can't get ahead of the field.
Right.
So Brooks and Bryson, I feel like, are going to be gigantically owned to where we should all stay away from those.
I agree. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Brooks.
No, don't. If you don't have to, then don't.
But I'm not.
I'm tempted to throw DJ into that conversation, but Johnson could go ahead and mess around and win this thing.
He could.
I don't think Bryson or Brooks are going to personally win it. All right, so is there a chalk guy here? You mentioned Morikawa, Xander, 95.
I'm staying away from him. He has never played well here in any kind of tournament.
Can we sneak in a Justin Thomas or Jordan Spieth?
I'm not big on Spieth in this rough either. He won his at Chambers Bay, his U.S. Open. There wasn't this kind of rough.
Okay. So what do we got?
Patrick Reed, Victor Hovland. What do they look like for you?
Hovland's not bad at 9,200 and 9,000. We can get to both of those guys. We're leaving some money here on the board. Is there no interest in, before we go Reed, is there no interest in Patrick Cantlay? Over Reed.
Plays well in California. He coming off a win. Although it would have been Rahm win had Rahm been able to play on Sunday, but he's still playing well enough to have finished second at worst, probably, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd have interest in him.
Well, who do you like better, Reed or Cantlay? Because this is what it comes down.
Well, Reed's won here too before. And his short game is amazing.
So we go Reed.
All
right.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a screen cap of this.
Oh boy.
Come
Get ready,
back.
Barrett.
It's saved. All right.
You should have made Barrett decide between Cantlay and Reed.
No. See, here's the thing.
I'm still on the DeChambeau and Brooks fight. I'm still
right.
DeChambeau would have wrung his neck, bro.
I don't think that guy's ever been in a fight before in his life. Not in a negative sense. I just don't think he's ever been in, like, where's Bryson DeChambeau fought somebody?
Right. No, you're right.
Huh?
My oldest daughter, man, she's calling me. She know I'm on air right now. Look, she's trying to hide. Don't hide. Don't hide at all.
Oh, you get the video calls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll call you back in a minute, all right?
I can't stand when my sister does that to me. Calling me on FaceTime.
Right.
I get enough FaceTime on this show.
Right, that's what I'm saying, And she knows I'm on TV right now. I mean, she knows it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow. I don't know.
It's amazing, right?
So you put it in?
I'm in.
Eytan?
Yeah,
I'm in. We're in?
Yep. Now, the only other thing we can do here, and I'll make the same deal with you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's find the big one. I'm going to do this on a big one, and I normally would not do this on the big one, but I'll do this on the big one. It's 100K to 1 for the NBA showdown tonight. So you have to pick a roster of 6 guys. One of them is your captain, where you spend a little more, but you get more in return.
And there's only one game tonight.
There's only one game tonight.
Right.
Everybody's playing this. And this is where you really have to differentiate yourself. So that's where I put a guy like Nick Claxton or somebody like that as a captain, because I know Nick's going to play a lot no matter if, or Brooke Lopez.
And you get doubles for the captain, right?
1.5 times.
Oh, 1.5 times.
Yeah, which is, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where Nick Claxton, maybe a little bit more. So, well, Brooke Lopez is pretty high in this game because it's the only game. So that's going to be my pick there is I'll do Nick Claxton. We'll come back to this. We got time. We'll come back to this. I'm just saying I'll make the same deal with you there on the lineup as well. Is that fair?
Fair.
All right. Just making sure. Now,
Wake up call. We have a Robert Kraft story with a happy ending. That's safe for work.
That's safe for work.
That's pretty good there.
That wasn't me.
I know, but that's a pretty good promo right there.
What is it?
Right? You just
This is
wake
Ron
up
and
one day just
Tony.
Get it.
I thought the same thing. Like, he can't go out. I mean, he's a billionaire.
Like, what would you get a billionaire for a birth? Like, you would want to get.
Oh, this is about getting the Bentley from Michael Rubin.
Kids trying to
Oh,
get
yeah.
a gift or a birthday gift for him or a Christmas present. Like, what do we get, Dad?
You know what you get them? You get them gift certificates to all of.
You're gonna have PJ Tucker in that lineup.
Yeah.
When was the last time?
Maybe. Let's see. So I got the captain in here at Claxton. And now, look, you have to put Durant and Giannis in here just because they're going to score. The usage is going to be there. Like, these guys are not going to be neither one of these guys are not going to be involved. So you kind of have to pay for them. But yeah, now you get a little workaround here, right? Now we need a guy to save money. So PJ Tucker is he's just so hit or miss. I tell you who I really like, though, because of a minute standpoint, even if Harden does come back, is I think Jeff Green is going to play a lot. Like,
He'll play a lot of minutes.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you just want to put yourself in a position, right? So you've played fantasy golf,
Sure.
Similar thing where it's like, and this is minutes. So NBA is just minutes. Like, if I know a guy is going to get 35 minutes tonight, like PJ Tucker actually is a decent play because he's going to be out there a ton.
Right.
That's why I think Jeff Green now at 4,000 becomes pretty workable. All right, so now we have 2 left, and everybody's on the board. Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Joe Harris. I don't like Joe Harris if James Harden's playing. If James Harden is not playing, say Brooke Lopez actually is a pretty good one there. What about
why would you say Joe Harris?
What about Forbes?
I'm sorry, Barrett.
Why would you say Joe Harris if because I would say I would. He's going to be hurting, so I'm thinking they're going to if they do, they'll start doubling him, and then Joe Harris will be open.
Yeah, so this is my concern, and I was thinking about that. That's why I kind of changed mid. So I'm glad you caught that. I think if James Harden is playing, it's just going to take touches away from Harris. That's what I'm concerned about. And you have Durant out there as well. Now, look, Joe Harris is still a good play. Don't get me wrong overall. Just trying to find the guys who are going to have the biggest nights, right? So Joe Harris scored 18 points, but a couple of guys could have a bigger night. My concern, though, back to your question, my concern is what happens if Harden is out and it's just the Kevin Durant show? Like, Durant will get doubled, but I still think that the Bucks are going to keep Joe Harris from being that guy who's open. If that makes sense.
Stop everybody knowing KD's going to get his.
Yeah.
So stop everybody else.
And I think that starts with Harris.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
That's kind of what I go back. Like, that's my concern here.
Right.
Like Chris Middleton, man, that dude had 2 great games, but he had 2 games in the beginning of the series where he wasn't even it didn't even feel like he was on the floor.
Oh, I think he's shown that they need him. So I think he'll be that guy.
Okay.
I like him.
So we'll go Middleton. He's going to be owned.
Oh,
okay.
Here's
Barrett's
Eytan
spot.
Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, we have 8,800 here. Barrett just locked in. Chris Middleton, last play here. Could be Joe Harris, Brooke Lopez, Blake Griffin, who's had a pretty good series, Bruce Brown, who, as predicted, disappeared. Now, this is an interesting one where if, in fact, James Harden is out tonight, a guy like Landry Shamet should be expected to get you some buckets here. And I imagine if what we were talking about with Joe Harris being heavily guarded, there could be a good opportunity for Landry Shamet.
Shamet only played 11 minutes the other night, though.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a guy. Now, look, they were blown out. but he's not a guy that's going to get a lot of minutes. You're right. Look, if we're just going on a minute standpoint here, I know Brooke Lopez is going to be out there for 35 minutes tonight, 33, 35 minutes tonight. But, you know, I feel like Barrett wants this to be a Joe Harris selection.
I'm looking at it. I am looking at it, man, because I just
Do
looking
I
at
need to go to Osimo and get the optimizer? I'm telling you, it's the best thing that's happened to me from working there has been being able to take advantage of all these tools because, you know, they give you an account to work with and stuff. So they have these optimizers, man. I could run 500 lineups for you, Barrett. You ready?
Yeah.
500 lineups and give you who the top play is tonight, including with everybody here. Now, this is the lineup they gave me. Giannis, Claxton, Green, Mike James, Drew Holiday, Kevin Durant. A lot of love on both Jeff Green and Mike James because of James Harden expected to be out. So this is all the basic belief that Harden's not going to play tonight. You guys honestly think he's going to play tonight?
Yes. They will always
I don't think he's going to play well, though.
Right. It's too hard to play on a hamstring. It's different from, like I said, from a, you know, anything else. Because hamstrings, you know, it's soft tissue. You try to move too quick and it'll start, you know what I'm saying, tensing up on you. So, I mean, that's why I like Joe Harris on this.
Okay. I can dig that.
And plus, he only had 3 points the last game. You think that's going to happen again?
He's a guy that needs to get hot. To your point, he's that shooter.
He attempted 6 threes.
He did. No, he's going to get looks. I think he'll get even more looks. Okay, look, lineup's in. All right, we're locked in. I don't feel great about it after looking at the optimizers, but it's not like I've taken home 10K or anything recently either.
Yeah, I mean, he and Durant combined for what, 3 of 14 from 3 in that last game.
Right.
Yeah,
firm believer that he's going to come back with a vengeance.
I agree.
Right. Just like with Middleton. Remember we were talking about Middleton, and then that very next game he lit it up. Has been lighting it up ever since then.
Crushed on this halftime bet, by the way.
Oh, what, in the soccer?
Yeah, Portugal had its chances. They had its chances.
Wow.
And now I am just disgusted. I got to win it all back on slots, Har.
Oh my God. Slots?
Oh, I found a loose slot. You want a loose slot? I got you a loose slot here. I found one. Now, this is on the Fox Bet app. Which I frequent, of course. And
you're on it all day.
Well, I like to see lines. I like to see where stuff moves at all. And, you know, happen to get a check from them every now and again. So I'm happy to be on their app. That's fine. They don't get anything back as a result from it. It's not like I talk specifically about it here. Point being, though, is, well, what was the point? You were asking about these odds.
Loose slots.
Okay, but I thought you were asking about something ahead of time. The slot itself is called, and I hate to let this secret out across the board because this is like giving away free money because that money could easily be going to my account, but now so many people are going to be playing, and I don't know how loose it's going to get. Like, you can't keep smashing the same slot and expect it to be as loose as it is, right?
Can a loose slot tighten up over time?
I think so. But the irony is the more work the slot gets, the tighter it gets.
Right.
All right. This game is called Drive Multiplier Mayhem. That's what it's called. Drive Multiplier Mayhem. And it's amazing. Every time I lose a bet, every time something happens on this app, I go there and you let it fly. $1, $1.50, $3, $10, whatever your fancy is type slots. And they have these multipliers. Now, I'm going to give you a life hack. Okay. I'm going to give you a life hack. If you go on here and you see, right?
Yeah.
Where I have it, there's this thing on the top, which there's this new thing on Fox where they have these tournaments where you join a tournament and for the next, and there's a clock here. So for the next 5 hours and 45 minutes and counting, it's a race to who gets the highest score, right? Wow. Here's the life hack. If you join something like this, you know you're going to win something because it keeps you in the tournament. If you decline this tournament, you might sit there and lose $100, $200, $500. If you're in the tournament, I've done this it is going to get you something back. See?
You always got to keep you coming back.
Take that, Asman, and your Chipotle hack. We're back next.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out Book It Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the Book It Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the Book It Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Book It.
All right, it's overtime as we get ahead of a couple of things we talked about here with the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Mullins, and Barrett mentioned the wide receiver. So did something happen here that
No, man. I'm just no. I was looking at film, man.
Yep.
Right
Get
now,
ready. Already.
So I was watching
Great
film
thing.
and I went back, 18, 2019, 2020, and man, we've had some old receivers here lately, and we're talking about Alshon. Man, we brought back Jordan Matthews.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Deshaun, Golden Tate.
Right.
And I'm looking at the receiver we have now. The elder statesmen in that wide receiver room are Travis Fulgham,
yeah.
Greg Ward Jr., and J.J. Arthega-Whiteside.
Right. Is he still in the room?
Right. So I'm looking at it, and I'm sitting here, bro, we might have to cut a quality receiver. Well, I mean, we might have to cut somebody that just, was drafted here.
Yeah.
In order to make room for these young guns.
But I mean, who out of that three that you just named is really quality? Fulgham got off to a nice start, came out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it seemed once the defensive coordinator started to notice that he was on the field, he disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Arthega-Whiteside has never appeared since he played at Stanford.
He's not part of the equation. He can't be part of the equation, right?
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm looking at those two guys might be gone. They might cut Travis Fulgham and a draft pick, J.J. Arthega-Whiteside. That leaves Greg Ward Jr., Devontae Smith, John Hightower, Quez Watkins, and Jalen Reagor in the locker room. So the slowest guy out of those guys is Greg Ward Jr. He runs like a 4.445.
He's a slot guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you have Jalen Reagor, a 4.3. Quez Watkins, a 4.3. John Hightower, a 4.4, possibly a 4.3. Devontae Smith, a 4.3, 4.4 guy. We have straight speed at the wide receiver position, but they're just so damn young. But as a defensive coordinator, how do you stop that much speed? This is the first time that this team is going to go into this season with more 11 personnel, one running back, one tight end, and the rest receivers.
3 receivers, yeah.
Or that we don't have to use 12 personnel with one running back, 2 tight ends. Usually our 2 tight end package was our scoring package, our big play package, what we put on the field because we couldn't field a healthy wide receiver that was worth their salt. We could possibly have one of the youngest and one of the most explosive wide receiver rooms in the NFL right now.
Do you think that they would cut Arthega-Whiteside in favor of Greg Ward? Because
hopefully.
Overproduction.
Yeah, but one was a second-round pick. The other guy was undrafted.
Exactly. It was a quarterback.
Right.
And he's probably the slowest wide receiver in that meeting room also. But they love Greg Ward Jr. They love him. And at this point, it's either – I mean, when I look at it, the 5 receivers I see that could play – because I don't see J.J. Arthega-Whiteside playing special teams. And I didn't see Travis Fulgham playing any special teams. I never see Greg Ward Jr. play on special teams. But I have seen Reagor, Quez Watkins, John Hightower, and I know Devontae Smith won't play special teams. But I know those 3 or 4 guys will play special teams. Greg Ward Jr. will return punts or kicks. I know that Reagor will. Quez Watkins will. Even John Hightower run down on as on a punt team as a stinger.
What have you seen on this film that gives you an indication that Quez Watkins and Hightower are anything more than just a glorified special team player?
Because I saw them on running routes and were getting open, creating separation. It's just Carson Wentz couldn't get the ball to him.
Okay.
And that's the biggest thing that I saw, the explosiveness out of these guys. Even Jalen Reagor was able to create some separation, even though he was hurt and couldn't catch anything, but because he had a broken hand. But I saw guys creating separation. Guys were running wide open, and they couldn't get the ball to them.
So you're excited about this group?
I'm excited about this wide receiver meeting room. I really believe that the offense will not have a problem scoring points. Not even talking about the running back position.
Right.
Dallas Goedert taking that next step. But they're also having the tight end position I'm kind of worried about because Dallas Goedert is the only guy right now that
they signed Rodgers.
Dick Rodgers is back.
Yeah, they brought Rodgers back again.
Let me say, at this point, Goddard is the only guy that I can see go out there and make some plays. You know what I'm saying? He's not a guy that's going to go out there and make plays. Rodgers is a blocker. Rodgers is a tackle.
You're out on the Dick Rodgers experience?
Well, Rodgers, they might need to put a 70 jersey on him.
Okay.
Have him come in at goal line tight end or somewhere 90 or something
eligible?
Like that. Yeah.
It's fair.
Wow.
But I do see I see enough speed for us to score some points. And that's all we need to do. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, I also think the linebackers are going to be a lot better than we were giving them credit for. We have two guys that had over 120 tackles from last year on the team. Our guy, Alex Singleton.
And Wilson.
Yeah.
How bad? Let me ask you this. How much do you, because I think from a good standpoint, you can extract as you have separation. You can look at what guys are doing and feel good about what you see as far as like something to grow on. But
Right.
what about the opposite? And I'm going to give you a real, not a hypothetical. I'm going to give you something that's just happened, 8 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago, where the fifth one happened here. But Joe Shad, who covers the Dolphins for the Palm Beach Post, tweets, Tua Tagovailoa has thrown 5 interceptions on the first day at Dolphins minicamp. Now, again, I think that is where if we can extract the good, you should be able to extract the bad. Now, look, to be your point, though, Barrett, it's not like you were saying, look at this wide receiver crew. You broke everything down. That's an 11-win season. Like you were definitely tempering your expectations, although you could look at something good. So I'm not saying that, oh, my God, this is proof that Tua can't play the position, but that can't be a good thing.
Right. And that's what they're going to have to play past. Hurts is going to have to step it up. And the good thing about the quarterback position right now, they are really having a competition. This is not like they're giving anybody the reins to this team. There's legitimately a competition between Hurts and Flacco.
Wow.
I know Flacco. I know he's old. He's an old guy. I understand, but he also understands that he has a short amount of time to maximize his playing potential. And he knows he has to go out there with some vigor about himself. He has to play to a high level in order for him to make this team. He has to. So I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. They're saying that he's going to push Jalen Hurts so much that you might get some quality minutes out of both guys going into the season and see exactly what they bring to the table. That's all you can ask, man.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all you can ask.
I mean, if
Anything
you're Jalen
else?
Hurts' camp and you're getting, given a good run for your money from an aged veteran like Flacco, who can't move.
Yep.
Wow.
But
I don't know about that.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's why you pay those guys up front, the big money.
Yeah, but they got to stay healthy.
Right.
We're all good. Like if Jordan Mailata starts at left tackle and this offensive line is intact to what we know, right? I guess who's the left guard? Sayamalu?
Sayamalu, yes.
Sayamalu.
All right. Well, there's a little bit of a concern, but other than that, like if Jason Kelsey starts the season healthy, Brandon Brooks starts the season healthy, Lane Johnson starts the season healthy, Jordan Mailata simply starts. That's a good offensive line.
Very good offensive line.
Really good offensive line. But we know through history, it's like Joel Embiid. We know that at some point injury is going to come in. You just hope that it's like, all right, man, he's out week 2 to week 6, not that he's out for the season. That's the one thing. And look, I'm not making a prediction based off of right now. I'm just saying, man, this offensive line is so volatile as far as how good it could be or how decimated by injury it could be. And we start talking about that guy who Barrett was crushing last year for the finger injury.
Right.
Herbig.
Nate Herbig.
Nate Herbig. Yeah.
Well,
Not Herbie Hancock.
the
Herbig.
good thing about having those guys play last year is that now they see how they need to play. They know how they need to step it up. Now they won't be the same guys you saw out there last year. They're going to have to get better in order to make this team.
Yeah.
And I think those older guys understand also that, they got to step it up also. They got to make sure that they're healthy going into the season. Lane Johnson said this is the healthiest he's been in the past 3 years, is the way he feels right now.
Well,
Brandon Brooks.
Good. That's good because it's June.
Right.
He better feel pretty good
I'm
in June.
saying, right? That'd be a little different.
Let's see if he's saying the same thing in November.
Right. But
something.
Look at Brandon Brooks.
Yeah.
Brandon Brooks doesn't even look like an offensive lineman. He's looking like he's a D end or something like that. Man, his body fat. He's cut his body fat down. He's in better shape than he's ever been doing that grappling or ninjutsu or whatever martial arts he's using right now, and it's working, man. He looks like he's in great shape. We know that Kelsey's gonna come in and be in shape. Sayamalu sees what the other guys are doing, and he better come in looking the same way. And the left tackle position, Jordan better lose some weight and get ready to play, or else at this point, Diller's, saying all the right stuff. I don't know if he went to the Wizard or not, but
don't tell me you're.
Oh man, I'm telling you, Barrett's going to be back to 11 wins within 2 weeks.
Right here, we got to talk about this tomorrow.
I wouldn't.
No, tell me
I'm out on Dillard.
Are you? Okay, I sound like you were all Dillard up.
It sounded like he was coming back.
They will give him that position. They will give it to him.
Sounded like you were ready to go, all Dillard up.
All right, I got a question for you, Eytan and Barrett, before we leave. Do you think Joel Embiid is making his knee injury look worse than it is?
I saw that question. That was a morning show poll.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? No.
Yes, that was a poll question.
You're mad at me for I just wanted to blame the loss on him. I'm not saying anything like that as far as him making the injury. Although I will say this, the tweet of the day, I don't know if you saw this. I put it back up, and I guess people aren't seeing this one. But the tweet of the day was from actually Osimo. Osimo_com responds to me. Why did they replace Anthony Davis' name with Joel Embiid's?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That I think you could start to look at, but hey,
right.
Whatever. All right. I feel like there might be some, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how Barrett truly feels about Andre Dillard. He says something now, but I don't believe him. We'll talk
we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Harden's now upgraded to questionable. He went from doubtful to questionable in the time of the show.
Well, I have to readjust these lineups if that's the case. All right. Do all that. Don't listen to me about soccer bets. And that's it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Football in Philadelphia is a lifestyle, a passion from birth, and a personal responsibility to know the game. Boo when necessary. And think about Eagles! Every second of every minute of every hour of every day. Birds 365 was created for you. Jody Mack, the legendary sports talker, joins forces with NFL insider John McMullen. Birds 365. Start your morning with Johnny Mack and Jody Mack across the JAKIB Media Network. Watch it live on YouTube.
See ya.